Hello, family. Welcome back. I wanted to share something really quick about intelligent design, and it has to do with the egg. We've already talked about what came first, the chicken or the egg, and pointed out how that entire question itself is just a bogus way to ask that question because the answer is neither. It was two chickens, or a male and female chicken, a rooster and a hen came first, obviously. And so that aspect is a no-brainer. If you farm chickens or have just been around them or even just learned about them, you'll understand that you need a male and a female to even have a fertilized egg in the first place. If it's just an egg and it's not fertilized, it's going to rot and die. Okay, no brainer type of stuff. But one thing that had me just blown away, and I don't know why I never thought about this, but I was looking at a post that said, how do chickens get their air when they're inside the egg? And it dawned on me that when we're inside the womb, as people developing, we get our oxygen from our mothers. And so the umbilical cord is giving us nutrients, it's giving us oxygen. It's a shared environment where you're getting the oxygen that your mother is getting. It's being delivered to you. The chicken inside the egg doesn't have that option. And so, how is it breathing? I mean, if you've seen these things, they're shiny, they don't look porous whatsoever. And so after seeing them hatch, we had a class experience next door to me. A teacher was actually hatching these eggs this year. And I'm watching these things break out of the eggshell. And I'm thinking about how do they breathe? Because enclosed in this environment, they're moving around. They need oxygen. They're heterotrophic organisms. They're going to need oxygen. And so they're moving around, expending energy trying to break free. And my thought is, man, if they don't get out, they're going to suffocate rather quickly because you can't live very long in an enclosed space without proper amounts of oxygen. And so, as I'm reading this post about that exact thing, it tells us that these eggshells, they aren't fully enclosed. They are breathing through the eggshell. And to me, this is like new information. I don't know why I've never thought about this. And it's fascinating that the eggshell, when you look at it, again, you can't see the pores even under a giant molten looking glass like the one mentioned in Job here. Think about the firmament right here. See this thing? Sorry, it's a little scratched up. I let high school students use this at one point. But even under extreme magnification like this, you can't see the pores. However, under a microscope, you can see the pores in these eggs or in these shells. And this isn't just with chickens. There are like 11,000 known species of bird, maybe 10, somewhere around there. I'm sure there's way more birds than that out there that have either gone extinct due to our actions or we just haven't seen them yet. But these things, these shells, if they had obviously too many holes in them, what do you think would happen? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work as an eggshell. It has to be extremely solid. The shell itself has multiple layers of it with multiple functions. Of course, the solid outer layer. And if you've ever dissolved the shell and let them remove, we sometimes do that in science. So you can see that little cell membrane on the inside. And it's just a real soft, almost like squishy toy, but you don't want to squeeze it because it will break. And so there's multiple layers to these things. And so when you look at a cross section of that shell, it has a crystal layer, like this little thin crystal layer. It's outside layer, they call it, I think, the cuticle. And then there's pores where the air can flow in. And then there's all these, I mean, just so many different parts. Like it's obviously designed by an intelligent designer to do what it does. And then, according to this is the BBC's Science Focus magazine, it says it's all down to some nifty engineering. This is the BBC, who's all about evolution. Some nifty engineering. Of course, they'll say nature did this, but they say that the eggshell, early on in a chick's development, as it grows, a hollow sac-like structure from its gut, known as an allantoid. This pouch fuses with a second membrane, the chorion. They always name these things fancy names, surrounding the chick and its yolk, which together form the chorioallantoic membrane. That is hard to say. Try to say that on the first time, right? It took me about 5 times. I had to edit those out. And so, with one end attached to the chick and one end close to the eggshell's inner surface, this membrane effectively acts like lung tissue. So, they have a lung tissue aspect here inside the eggshell. So it essentially connects their circulatory system to the outside world, similar to if you were snorkeling. And so you're getting that oxygen in. But my thought is now, how does the carbon dioxide come out? And their answer is that the gaseous waste just come out of the eggshell. I don't know how it's pushed out in the opposite direction, but miraculously and by intelligent design, I'm sure we'll figure out how that happens. I'm sure someone has an answer, but this is fascinating. So much proof of intelligent design here. It had to be this way. If there were intermediate species of transitional kinds that did not have this exact intelligent design, the egg would die. All eggs would die. It had to have been so miraculous at the start of this journey. Otherwise, there would be no birds. All bird eggs, as far as I know, would probably have to follow the same exact design patterns. And here's the microscopic pores. You can see them when you zoom way in. This looks like an electron microscope here, zooming in to see these things. Very fascinating, and can't say that enough. Mind-blowing aspects of intelligent design, things that just keep me in awe of our creator's intelligent design. It's going to be fun looking into these things with Creation Standard. We start on Monday, which is tomorrow. Today's Sunday. I just finished uploading our lessons for this upcoming week so that students can view them if they're not able to attend the live lectures we have. But incredible. These things are more than just a breakfast food that a lot of people eat around the world. They are proof of intelligent design. So I'm hoping you can pass these proofs on to people who may have never thought of things like this. People like me who are obsessed with intelligent design, and I just don't think about these things because I just picture an egg and think, well, it's got enough nutrients in here. There's the yolk, it's forming, doesn't quite need air, but it does. It has a heartbeat, right? When your heart's beating, you need oxygen, and it's beating early on. These things only take a few weeks to develop. How cool is that? Life can develop in a few weeks. Of course, this one's not one that we're trying to hatch. This is an unfertilized egg. And so make sure you don't eat the fertilized eggs. You want to eat the unfertilized eggs. You don't want to end up, man, like, why does this thing have like a developing bird inside it? You want to get the unfertilized eggs. Those are the ones you eat. But just wanted to share this. I thought it was fascinating. You may be like, this is no-brainer stuff. I've lived on a farm. I know this stuff. I didn't know that. I never thought about it. So hopefully some of you are the same way. Again, just wanted to share some enthusiasm with you guys about intelligent design. It's going to get real as we look further and further into these complexities. And I'll try to share things along the way that we find, because I have a feeling now that there's nothing holding me back from looking into intelligent design, I feel like we're going to see so many more things and be able to share so many more things with a lot of you guys. So thank you for joining us on this journey to our Father's provable truth of creation. It's going to be fun, and we will see you guys really soon.